Shout out, show us you got New England pride, stand up. Shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us, show us, show us you got New England pride. I said, show us, show us, show us you got New England pride.
Hello everybody out there in TV land, I'm your host Dale LePage and this is New England Pride TV. Our opening guest host this month is the one and only, drumroll please, Chris Jello. Welcome, buddy.
Hi everybody.
Yeah. On today's show we have
Paul Chasen.
We have the famous interior design artist Paul Chasen, who's going to be talking to us on how you can make the most of your home and possibly even hire him.
And Ron Porzio.
Ron Porzio, the event man. He's the guy you want to talk to if you're planning any kind of event. Weddings, anniversaries, parties, you name it, he's the guy to talk to. They're here, plus our segments Listen to the Lady, Out with Joe, our coming events segment, and our newest segment called Conundrums with Cindy. That's right, we're going to be joined by comedian Cindy Foster. All that coming at you right after this.
New England Pride TV with Dale LePage is brought to you in part by the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision Realtors, Shancakes, Cruise Planners, Nuova Restaurant, Safe Homes, Bay State Savings Bank, and Paul Chasen Interior Design. And now back to New England Pride TV with Dale LePage.
We're here on New England Pride TV with our first guest, the dashingly handsome. He acts embarrassed, but he's not because he gets that all the time. I tell him every day on Facebook he's handsome. And he is one of the best interior designers around. And on top of that, he's incredibly supportive because he's a sponsor of New England Pride TV. Welcome, Paul Chasen.
Thank you.
Paul Chasen Interior Designs.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, let's just get right into this. For the viewers at home who might not be aware of the benefits of working with an interior designer, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, someone like myself would come in and give you advice on a color palette or on placement of furniture or what scale furniture to buy. But more importantly, someone like myself would come in to prevent you, the average person, from making a costly mistake.
Making a costly mistake, that sounds like it has a story behind it.
Well, it can, because a lot of people who aren't familiar with the scale of furniture or what kind of furniture to purchase, they've already purchased it, and now we have to sort of make it work.
Right. So usually the cause would be able to be too big for the room, maybe?
Correct. Too big, or even sometimes too small, depending upon how they entertain. I
say it could never be too big. But on that note, let's talk about, now if somebody said to you, I'd like to use your services.
Okay.
How would they go about that?
Well, they would hopefully schedule an initial consultation. So they would call me and we would schedule a time where I'd come out to their home and I would view their house and make some suggestions. So with that initial consultation, there could be things discussed such as a color palette, or let's say they're remodeling their kitchen or their bathroom, or they're just hoping to maybe add window treatments or whatever aspects they're looking to complete with interior design. The designer would come and show examples and discuss ideas and budgets and so forth. And then generally after that, if they like what they hear, then I'm usually retained, and then the project usually begins.
Now, I know you travel all over New England, and you're extremely busy.
Actually, all over the States.
All over the States.
I'm going to Florida again in 2 weeks.
Now, you just finished, I saw the pictures of this, you finished a beautiful beach house.
I did, yep.
And the pictures were stunning.
Thank you.
Now, what inspired you for that kind of palette for that house?
The inspiration basically comes from listening to the client and what their needs are. So it's not necessarily what inspires me, what inspires them to actually love their home. So it's different for every single home,
right?
Because it's not a cookie cutter approach. It would be something where you would meet with the client, you would see the exterior of their home, listen to their needs, and then try to create something that that brings that all together.
Now, one of the things that I loved about the work that I've seen you do is it's timeless.
It is. I definitely prefer to work with a more timeless and classic approach versus something that's trendy, which can be pretty expensive to change frequently.
Right.
Because trends come and go. So timeless and classic is here to stay.
Now, you do everything from the knickknacks on tables, for the displays on tables, to the window treatments.
Absolutely.
Now, do you work with a team?
I have a great team, thank you. Everybody from plumbers to electricians to tile to granite to my workroom, who Cindy makes all of our draperies and anything that's custom made out of fabric. We have carpet and flooring companies that we work with. So it's a full firm that we can bring.
You do have a great team.
Yeah, we do.
Again,
and I'm very grateful for that team.
Now, if your team is watching, say hello.
Hello, team. Thank you.
Now, if our viewers at home would like to find out more about you and the things you do, how could they reach you?
The best way would be either my website, which will showcase my portfolio. It'll give you a brief bio, my phone number, my email, all of that is there.
And what is the website?
It's paulchason.com.
Say it again, please.
paulchason.com.
Chason.com. And I follow you on Instagram, too.
Yes, I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, of course.
Yep. And I don't want you to think I stalk you, but I do
That's
like
okay.
I do like everything
Thank
you do because it's so
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's really beautiful.
Thank
and I really appreciate that. And so, viewers at home, if you want to find out more about our friend Paul, the interior designer of the century, please go to his website.
Please.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
You're a joy.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. All right.
Hey Dale, it's Miss Lady Sabrina, and I'm here with another letter. Let's see what they have for us today. Dear Lady Sabrina, I'm a 22-year-old lesbian. I'm married to my wife, who is much older than me, and we have 5 children, 3 of them being stepchildren. My stepchildren don't listen to anything I say to them, and I feel like they hate me. They say they don't, but I feel very deeply that they do. I love my wife with all my heart, but I feel like when it comes to how I'm feeling, it never matters to her, and she avoids talking about any possible problems. My wife's stepkids make me feel like I'm always the bad guy. I don't work. My wife does. So I feel like since I don't bring in an income, I can't really say much in regards to really anything. I do all the cooking and cleaning and taking care of the 2 babies, and when I ask the children to clean, they throw in my face that I'm not working and I should be the one cleaning, and they are not maids. I love my wife and all the kids to pieces, but this is tearing me up inside. The way the kids treat me and the lack of support on my behalf from my wife, sometimes I just want to take my 2 sons and just walk away. But I love them and want things to work. My 2nd year anniversary is coming up, and we are supposed to be adopting a new baby in a couple months. But I don't know what to do. I'm hurt by the way the kids treat me, and I feel like my wife doesn't support me. But I love them too much just to walk away. Any advice? Signed, Stressed and Scared. Okay, Stressed and Scared. There's a lot. There's a lot with this. You know, first off, I'm sorry to hear that you're having these issues. First off, let's talk about, let's take the children out of the situation, as they're just really just reacting to the situation that's going on between you and their mother. Blended families are the most difficult when the parents aren't on the same page with raising. You two need an intervention before you even think about bringing new children into the mix. You know, if I were going to make a plan for the 2 of you, this is what it would look like. Like, step 1, couples therapy for co-parenting structure. 2, having a conversation about common issues and coming up with group decisions on how you will be addressing it so that you're both happy. 3, backing each other up in front of the children, even if you don't agree in the moment. That's a private conversation to be had out of the earshot of the children. 4, chores. Chores are a part of teaching children responsibility. So children should always have one daily chore, and on the weekends, cleaning their room spotless should be added for Saturdays. 5, no one is right and no one is wrong. Compromise, compromise, compromise. Now let's talk about the entitlement and the back talk from the children. Oh, if that was my grandmother, they'd have no teeth. But we can't do that anymore, so you and mom shouldn't be allowing any back talk. If you're instructing them to do something, tell them they can ask you any question they want about the task that you just gave them after they've done it. They're not allowed to do it, ask you a million questions, because that's just a tactic to drag it out and frustrate you and then get you to do it yourself. They complete the task, then they can ask you whatever question they want. When you sit and try and reason with the child as to why this task has to be completed, you elevate the child to an equal. There's a reason Because I Said So became a staple of parenting. Instruct without needing to reason. Don't let the plane get off the ground. Non-compliance should have a consequence. If you two are continuing to allow the children to run a split, your relationship will be compromised. Bottom line is, I've given you a sketch, but that is by no means a solution. You two need considerable interventions before bringing any more children into this situation. This is not a dead end. It's just going to require more than just one of you to take this seriously. You both need to sit in front of a therapist and commit to each other for a change. If your partner refuses to recognize that there's an issue and join you in making a plan, then your relationship has an expiration date. If you need help finding someone in your area who takes your insurance, contact your insurance company. They'll forward you some stuff. If you still can't find one, call me. Find me on Facebook. Send New England Pride TV a message. I'm more than happy to help. But I think with what you have presented, that is the best way for you to get respect and love and support. Or at least a clear answer as to whether or not those things are coming so that you can make an informed choice to whether or not you want to stay. I hope this finds you well. I love all of you to pieces. You have yourself a good day. Love and light. Sabrina.
Welcome back to New England Pride TV. It's now time for our segment called Out with Joe, with the wonderful Joe Mangiacotti and his sidekick, Teddy. Welcome, Joe, and Teddy.
Thank you, Dale.
Where are we going this time?
Well, I got to tell you, we're kind of doing a summer series in a Gunkwit for the next couple of months. So, now that summer is here, we're going to take a look at great vacation destinations, and we spent some time in Gunkwit, Maine, originally a village of Wells, where it broke off on its own in 1980. Gunkwit meaning beautiful place by the sea with a population of only about 1,000, but it will swell to hundreds of thousands staying from anywhere a night to the whole summer. And it is said to be the most walkable community in Maine. Roads and sidewalks are always filled with pedestrians, and you have no need for a car. There are plenty of transportation options. Now, of course, you have to be sure to pay a visit to both the Front Porch and Main Street. They are the two most recognizable destinations. And again, they're very easy to get to downtown, and they're across from each other, but more on them later. So once you've decided to stay, you'll need to eat. And the first restaurant that you should know about and that we're going to talk about is Bessie's. Bessie's is truly a family restaurant, and you couldn't be more centrally located. Bessie's has a rich history, and they're located right at Shore Road and Main Street in the center of town. Now, frequented by both locals and tourists, with a price point that will make it your go-to restaurant, your default eatery. This is important because you can truly dine at Bessie's not just a couple of times a week. You could actually dine there a couple times a day. And since they are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, many of you will find yourself doing just that. You could dine 2 or 3 times on a budget of one meal at many of the other fine eateries in town. Now, Bessie's has no shortage of comfort food: meatloaf, wings, fish and chips, lobster, mac and cheese, and burgers, of course, and their most popular item, their tips. Their tips. Jim Oliver, the owner, he's very proud of his steak tips. Now, one of the other things that will set Bessie's apart is their homemade desserts. Now, it was clear when I first walked in and saw the 5-level glass dessert case that either a local bakery was providing the desserts or they were homemade, and homemade they are from scratch. From the Boston cream pie, pecan blueberry pies, everything is made on the premises every day. Daily specials are in play, full service bar and separate bar area. Find them at Now, if you're not just in town for the day, you'll need a place to stay. And as I've always said on Out with Joe, Dale, is we're always looking for that fantastic find or that hidden gem. And hidden gem we did find. In all the years I've been going to Ogunquit, I've always looked up at that steep hill behind the Main Street Club, okay, and thought, what a beautiful house. The view must be awesome. Well, it's right on both accounts, because 2 Village Square, which is actually located at 14 Village Square Lane, has kept the original 2 in its address all these years. And sum it up in one word: location. Absolutely location. Walking distance to the beach, shops, restaurants, marginal way, ocean views with balconies for all to enjoy. We experienced the best in hospitality. The proprietor, Bruce, could not have been more gracious and to make you feel more welcome and pampering his guests. It was more like a DNA thing than it was something he worked at. It was unbelievable. Truly an inn that answers yes to all your needs. Now, 2 Village Square was built in 1886, and its original owner, as most grand homes are in the ocean, belonged to a sea captain. In additions were added in the 1970s and has brought it to this spa-like inn with a total of 17 rooms. Now, price point. Depending on the time in the room, it will range from the mid-hundreds to the mid-200s, that's all. 2 Village Square has a spa-like quality with amenities like male and female masseuse for couples or singles, saltwater heated pool, saltwater hot tub, breakfast with some of the best scones Out with Joe has ever had, by the way. And we're getting into a scones war up there. Right, well, more on that. Now, regardless of how much effort you put forth or try as they may, often you never forget that you're staying at an inn. However, at 2 Village Square, I felt as though I was staying at a friend or relative's large home. And in addition to living room, dining rooms, patio, and pool areas, there's a large kitchen, and you're welcome to do with whatever you'd like. All the glassware and dinnerware you'll need. Microwaves and chillers for your use, and they are completely equipped with bottles of wine, openers. Every detail is accounted for, including the real maple syrup, the good stuff, not the other stuff. The piano, DVD library at your disposal. They are truly concierge service, and they're happy to provide towels and beach chairs if you were going to the beach, all part of their service. Wide range of rooms, including original owners' quarters that are rented out as a complete suite with a kitchen. So 2 Village is one of 4 properties that belong to this group and is seasonal, so plan accordingly. And when you're ready to go out for the evening, you have a classic 1989 Mercedes at your disposal to take you to and from and get you home safely. You can find them at 2vsquare.com. For more info on Bessie's and 2 Village Square, see the profile in its entirety, as well as our time in Ogunquit at outwithjoe.com and in newenglandpride.tv. Let us know about your fantastic find or your hidden gem.
We love Ogunquit. Thank you for that segment.
Thank you, Dale.
We'll be back with more. We're here now with our guest, Ron Porzio of Ron Porzio Events. Welcome to New England Pride TV.
Thank you.
Now, I could really use somebody like you when I plan a party. I'm not a great event planner, but that's where you come in.
Correct.
Now, do you do all kinds of events?
Do all kinds of things, yeah. Basically, any event. We specialize in weddings.
Specialize in weddings?
Absolutely.
Now, have you done LGBT weddings? Or?
I've done a lot of LGBT weddings, going back to even before it was legal.
Before it was legal.
So, yeah, it's been exciting stuff.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, when someone plans an event, are there some key ingredients that are really important to make it successful?
I mean, definitely. There's people work with planners. People don't work with planners. There's all different ways to go about it. The best thing to do is really get in touch with the couple themselves and see what they're thinking about. We do everything from very kind of casual parties to things that are, very formal kind of weddings. So we try to capture the essence of each couple for the event that we're working with.
Sure. Now, when you're talking about venues and things, do you work at many venues, or is there specific venues you work with? Or?
I work for a venue company, Sapphire Event Group. So
Sapphire Event Groups?
Yes, we run.
So they're probably watching?
They better be. We do. We have 4 ballrooms at that site and 2 boutique venues. But I also, with my partner, run our own event planning company where we do, event planning.
Ron Porzio Events?
Correct.
Yeah. Now, who's your partner?
My partner, Eric McClure. He's
Eric
my
McClure.
partner, and he's my partner. So,
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't realize this when we booked the show, but you actually did the planning for our other guest, Paul Chasen's wedding.
I did.
And I was lucky enough to be asked to that wedding, and it was amazing.
Thank you so much.
It was amazing. The detail was incredible. And I always say it's all about the details.
Totally is.
Right.
Everything has to be run, you know, on a strict timeline, and you
Yes.
have to be very much on top of all the details. It's been, with gay weddings in particular, it's been a really exciting time because there are no protocols. So we've been able to invent things as we've gone along. Everything from ceremonies to, you know, one of the first lesbian weddings I did, we broke the aisles up and we made 2 aisles, so they both came down
So they
together
both
and
could
met
walk
at the
down the
front.
aisle.
Yeah, so that was fun
wonderful.
stuff. Yeah. And it's again, it's all over the board. You know, protocol. It's just been swept aside in the wedding world. I mean, you're living in a world where Vera Wang has, you know, a line of black wedding dresses. Who would have thought that 10 years ago?
And men's tuxes now, I think, too, right?
All over the board.
Yeah. Now, when planning an event, big or small, when people call you, they give you a specific. Let's say, like, I'd want a more casual or more elegant. Do you suggest venues to them, or?
Sure. A lot of people have in mind very much a feeling that they're looking for.
Okay, all right.
Different venues have different feelings.
Right.
People have budgets. People have everything from, you know, I want a casual clam bake to, you know, I want 5 courses and I want black tie.
Right.
We recently did a wedding with a couple and they wanted the wedding to feel very much like a carnival. So we had...
No kidding.
Yeah, we had outside games.
Where was that? Where was
We did that one at Sapphire Estate. Yeah.
Now, if I wanted to be married but be Khaleesi with my dragons from Game of Thrones, where would you suggest I get married?
I mean, BPL is one place.
What's that?
Boston Public Library.
Oh, perfect.
You know, you have places like that.
I could fit a dragon in there.
Absolutely. You want a big room. Another great place for a project like that is Cyclorama. Cyclorama is just really a bare space, so you can create anything in there.
Fantastic.
I worked with a wedding there where they wanted it to feel like Beacon Hill. We actually brought trees and street signs in and actually created the streets, and it was a very cool thing. So.
I think I want to get a part-time job with you just so I can see these amazing events.
It's fun. It's a fun line of work.
Now, if our viewers at home would like to contact you about planning an event, how would they get a hold of you?
They can reach me by phone or at ronporzio@gmail.com.
And what's the phone number?
617-515-6998. We're currently building a website of our own. We're going to launch that shortly, so that will be up there as well.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing many of your events.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back with more New England Pride TV right after these messages.
New England Pride TV with Dale LePage is brought to you in part by the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision Realtors, Shancakes, Cruise Planners, Nuova Restaurant, Safe Homes, Bay State Savings Bank, and Paul Chasen Interior Design. And now back to New England Pride TV with Dale LePage.
Hi, we're here now with the comedian extraordinaire Cindy Foster, who is starting her bi-monthly segment here. There's nothing bi about us.
No, yeah. Makes me a little uncomfortable.
I was bi for like maybe a month once.
Yes, I was bi for I think it was about 2 days and didn't act on it.
I didn't act on mine either.
No, I just kind of like, I'm Cindy bisexual.
All right, okay.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, done with that.
Cindy,
yeah.
Cindy here is a YouTube sensation. I first found out about her on Facebook, and then on YouTube. I went to your YouTube site. And I laughed for pretty much 4 hours straight because she has many incredible videos. And some of her videos have over 2 million hits. And you've got such exciting things happening with your career right now. You've got a great manager.
I have a fantastic manager.
Who's that?
Jeff Fleming, and Jeff is with Micaboo Management.
Micaboo?
Micaboo.
I love that.
Yes, yeah. He's fantastic. He's in the process of working with me. We're coming up with tour dates across the country.
I saw that. And a potential cruise?
Yes, that's kind of nothing has been like officially announced yet.
Right.
But
I'm
we were
digging.
kind
I'm
of.
digging for.
You're digging.
Yes.
You're digging.
I don't want to ruin my nails.
No. Be careful digging. Be very careful digging. So the cruise, yeah. So hopefully that all comes. I think it would be a blast. It's a way for me to meet the fans, which I really love to schmooze and do.
No shortage of fans.
Yeah, it's pretty wild deal. There's actually
there's a fan club.
There is a fan club,
yes.
And yeah, I mean it's a little. I feel it's a little strange for me to even.
And you're selling autographed photos.
Those are free right now.
Those are free.
Yeah.
Now I have a Cindy Foster bed pillow. It's this really long pillow. It's about 5'2".
I've been looking for that. You too can get your Cindy Foster bed pillow.
Now the clip we're going to be playing today is the famous.
Yes.
Softball clip?
Yes, this is the softball. Basically, it's in my humor. Basically, what I am trying to do with some of the stuff I'm doing is to bringing up a lot of stereotypes.
Right.
But taking back like control, like for our tribe or our gay community. It's
I like our tribe.
Yeah, I like tribe, and actually that was Jeff's. Jeff's wording was the tribe, and just taking care of our tribe. But it's a way to take the ridiculous myths and the ridiculous stereotypes and just own them and kind of like throw it back in a way that makes people see just how hilariously strange
it can be.
It can be.
That's right.
And so of course all lesbians know how to play softball. We know this, right? Genetically we do. I mean, look, do you not want me on your team?
All right.
I cannot play softball. I can't.
Mentioning the word softball, I just went dead inside because it's a sport.
See, yes, no, and I can't catch, I can't throw, I can't hit, but I'm a lesbian, I look athletic.
Let's take a look at the clip.
All right.
All right.
Well, tomorrow is opening day for the Boston Red Sox, which makes me really happy. But what doesn't make me happy is it's also lesbian softball season, and as a lesbian, I'm expected to play softball, and I can't. I suck. Always have. Can't throw. I can't catch. If you throw the ball at me, I'm ducking. I'm screaming. If you hit me with the ball, even lightly, I'm dramatically acting like I need to go to the emergency room. I always pick last. Always pick last on any team since like kindergarten, and I live in an area in Massachusetts where there's a lot of lesbian softball teams, and so I hide a lot. Just really gotta watch your back out here. You can see right here, right there. You know what they're doing? I can see loading up the car with softball gear. It's everywhere. Christ. Okay, so anyways, go Red Sox. And be careful out there. Lesbian softball season. Shit.
Well, that does it for another fun episode of New England Pride TV. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, because I know I did. And we really need to thank our sponsors, because without our sponsors, we wouldn't be here. So thank you. And I'd like to end the show with a quote that we always end with. Please don't be afraid to shine your light, because you might be lighting the way for somebody else. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us, show us, show us you got New England pride. I said, show us, show us, show us you got New England.